Roll the intro.
A better you starts today.
That was a really good beginning. It oddly very much rolls into what we're going to be talking about today. How so? Well, I am going to be talking about one of the most important things I've ever come across, ever. And it's something that I have been practicing for the last 10 years, and I can attest to you right now, if it wasn't for what I'm about to tell you next, you would not know who I am. Well, maybe if I was like you came across as Squeegee and you were just like, Jordan, I feel like in an alternate universe, you'd be on YouTube. And I'm like, huh? Just give me $2. Give me $2 or I'll snip your cock off. Well, that's what every squeegee guy does. That's why you should never say yes to them, ever. Don't give poor people money. That's just less money for you. Another tip for success. But we'll move on to the main one, which is that, gang, I've been thinking about this a lot because I am constructing, as we speak, another seminar, and this one will be about time. Time and how you perceive it is a very trippy concept, and God, I wish I could get into it right now because, and I could, but I want to charge you, buddy, for it. By the way, Bill, but I'm coming and doing my seminar there live. It's not going to be about this. It's going to be about something even more hippie and trippy. So, you should get your tickets to that. Links in the comments. Also, sign up for Jordan Shanks for 3 extra videos a week where I will actually be telling you information instead of, what are we on now? A minute and a half of sizzle. Nice. Well done, Jordan. But that's all good. All the goods, very cheap price, unbelievably cheap. Like, you are such an idiot if you don't sign up for it. It is the cheapest life coach on earth. You think that you're better than a life coach. Do you seriously have that arrogance? I do, but I'm not for a second suggesting that you should adopt my mentality, except in every other way they're giving me money. I think, honestly, I've shaved years of self-help down for you. And I will get you results, I can promise you that. Cancel at any time. Links in the comments as well. But, sorry, I will get to this because I know that a lot of people have already clicked off, and fair enough. But that means that they just missed out on the greatest concept there is, which is, alright, I want you to understand this. You having a concept of time in your head makes you far less happy than one of those native tribe guys with the, I assume, faces on their stomachs, as was written in ancient Roman literature. And, you know, that would be very, very weird in the, when you go to the chemist. Which one do you use? Do you use stomachache relief or headache relief? Which one? But other than that, I'm sure it has its upsides. One of them being, they don't have a concept of time like we do. Their concept of time is unimaginable to us. Very difficult to comprehend. Kind of like that movie Arrival, you know, when the aliens came in and it was only that extreme genius linguist that figured it out. And the whole time you were sitting there being like, yeah, but no, her hair's kind of mousy. I don't think that... No, I suppose that is something that nerds do. Fair enough. Well, what do I know? She was the one that figured it out. I'm just sitting there being like, yeah, but you don't look that smart, so... You know, you just expect that it would be one of those kind of like really knobbity women with the... I never even... don't know that I have a vagina. I've never checked. One of those ones. But anyway, what you are looking for in said concept of time is that we have had a very uniform concept of time across the world. Greenwich, yeah? So the whole world is down to the minute going off the same biological clock, going off the same clock, and that is an invented mental construct. It's very, very trippy. I'm going to give you like the very quick version of this now. And we'll go into depth in it at one of my seminars. You should come to find out which one it is. And then the really trippy thing is that everyone has a biological clock within them. So my dog, for instance, wants to go on 2 walks a day. Greedy little cunt. It's very annoying for me. But also at the same time, I would want to do that as well. He's essentially a prisoner asking for his... I honestly think serial killers get more freedom than dogs. But anyway, in solitary confinement. So anyway, he wants to go on the walks. And he knows at a certain point in every day, it's time to do that. How does he know that? It's because you have a biological clock. The thing is, that's very trippy, is everyone's clock is different. Now, if you want to have a good life, you make sure that the clock slows down and is unimportant, fades away into the abyss, much like vitamin C's career. But if you want to have... so mean. She had a great 2 songs. Good for her. It's more than you! Unless maybe Christina Aguilera is watching this and be like, what the fuck you said to me? But she doesn't even speak like that. And the other one is that if you want a very successful life, you make sure that every second counts. This is the only thing that I want you to get from this video. I want you to write that down right now. Every second counts. It is not, I repeat, not a recipe for happiness. You can combine happiness and success into the same little Venn diagram, but a lot of it doesn't overlap as well, let's just be honest. A lot of it is just the classic Simpsons thing of friends, family, religion. These are the three demons you must slay. And we're talking about the demons you must slay. One of them is that you really need to start slaying your biological clock, because whatever it is, it probably needs to be wound up faster. That, I think, is the key to success. You want success? What really happened, really, when they talked about why are they making time all syndicate with one another, if that's the right word? Please help. Which one is, why'd they do that? I'll give you a go. Oh, silent as always. Pathetic. I'll tell you the answer. The reason is because it makes you more productive. The more that time is sequenced, the more productive you are. So, what are we going to do about that? I don't have an answer. How long have we got? 3 minutes until I can monetize this. So, what do you do today? Look, here's what we're going to be doing. What you are doing is you are creating an urgency within you. Why are you doing this? Why are you creating an urgency? I've got a tip. You can sign up to Jordan Shanks. I have made this one of the things that you can do. This is going to be one that just makes you so productive unbelievably quickly. You think that you're not a productive person? You think that you procrastinate a lot? I've got the tip that will fix all of that. That's behind the paywall. What I want to give you right now is this quote. Every second counts. You need to start utilizing what the entire economy is geared around for your personal benefit, which is that you need to start thinking of everything being precious. There was this very powerful talk that I once listened to where the dean said, everybody just be quiet for 5 minutes. And the entire auditorium was quiet for 5 minutes as he stood there and did nothing. It felt like half an hour. It's so awkward being in a room full of strangers and there's this old man sitting there. Yeah, yes. Yeah, sit here. Oh, no, sir. Just shat myself. You're too far away, aren't you? That's how big this auditorium is. And then he said at the end of it, that was 5 minutes. Never ever say that you're not going to do something because you don't have enough time. You can slot it in everywhere. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying every second counts. When you start thinking about your entire life, this is not a happiness thing. This is a success thing. When you start thinking of it like tears in the hourglass. Those are the days of our lives. And the little sand drips coming out every second. You watching this right now, just know this is all time that you're going to be doing something productive with your life instead of someone shilling their products to you for 10 minutes. And let's be honest, you won't. And this is more productive than what you probably were going to do anyway. But this is a good reminder for you. Do not allow your time to just go. And the way that you do it is that you do what the economy did to time, which is that you commodify it. You turn it into a monetary value in your head, which is exactly what it is. It is the most valuable asset you have. Nothing is more valuable than that, and yet everyone squanders it. It is because everyone has this concept in their head, regardless of whether they intellectually understand it, but it's because your entire existence is like, well, I've just existed for the last 30 years. I assume that all of world history is just a fictitious myth as a conspiracy to put me down personally for not being the center of the universe. Well, I've got one next thing coming for you. King Louis, who thought the sun revolved around him, it revolves around me. That's what you start thinking. If you start thinking of it as like, no, dude, like there is an end limit. Every second that's going by that I'm not producing something is wasted time. When you start thinking about it like that, when you start thinking that every second counts, when that is a mantra that you take into the day, this is not one of those ones that is going to make you feel happy and good about yourself, but this is the whole thing about self-help. Sometimes you need the, you're so good, yay, I'm your mum. today in my little man jacket, feed off of my unbelievably good pecs. God, I'm working out so much these days. Go, Jordan, suck off that. Oh, there's no milk coming out. Oh, yeah. Too bad. I was just getting some pleasure if you sucking my tit. Yeah, so that, anyway, the point is, you should be doing that with your time. You should start making it as precious as you possibly can. I think that has always been the mantra that hits with me. Now, do not let this go past, because there are a bunch of cultures that have a bunch of like, just waste time things, and they do waste time. And then you look at the really productive cultures like England, Japan, all of those places, and they all have these kind of like, fuck, time is of the essence. They have all of those kind of speeches there. And it is because that is starting to be internalized in their biological clock. Do you see how important it is to remind yourself of this throughout the day? Every second counts. You know, when you're always on the internet, every second counts. There's nothing else that'll get you off it quicker. Why? Because it is an immediate jab of pain into your nervous system immediately. You're wasting your life. Life equals time. You know what I'm saying? I hope to God you do. Do not let this go past. This is crucial that you start speeding up your biological clock. You can start slowing it down. If you come to my seminar, I'll give you the tips for it. But the thing is, I want you to start manipulating your internal biological clock instead of just being like, this is just the way I am. I'm a lazy piece of shit. I want you to start thinking about it like that. I want you to start making it more urgent. When you start making it more urgent, you realize, I don't have time to procrastinate. I don't have time to do video games. You don't. The fact of the matter is, there is a bunch of habits that you have that you simply do not have time for. And when you start prioritizing it very quickly, when people go, I don't know which ones I should be doing, well, it becomes very obvious very quickly when you start saying things like every second counts. When that becomes one of the mantras in your heads. Another mantra that you should always be asking yourself, what do I want? How do I get it? We've gone through a bunch of them. Sign up to Jordan Shanks if you want more. But this is a centerpiece, absolute centerpiece for your success, for your productivity in life. You cannot take time for granted. You have to start thinking of it as being precious and finite, because it is. If you think of it that way, you can also think of it as a waste of time, but you won't produce anything. Anyway, make sure that you sign up. I'll see you next time, hopefully with something more uplifting. Who knows?